Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit with another episode of Eating on a Budget. If you're watching the Eating on a Budget series for the first time, or if you're one of my hard-headed longtime viewers, you know who you are, knuckleheads. The Eating on a Budget series is about making very inexpensive, delicious meals for struggling families that don't know from day to day where their next meal is coming from. But the good news is, these meals are good whether you're on a budget or not. And just because you could eat one of these meals by yourself, you need to realize some people don't have the luxury to eat until they're full and they have to settle for a smaller portion. So to all of you armchair competitive eating donkeys, I know you can eat it all, and I'm super proud of you. So now that I've made it clear that I know you can do it, there's no reason for you to leave a comment telling me you can eat all of it. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to feed your whole family a delicious, protein-filled meal for $3.90. The good thing about this meal is it's extremely versatile and can be made with almost any ingredient you have in your pantry or refrigerator. So let's get started. In a large pot, add 1 pound of white rice, which is about 2.5 cups of rice. Then add 5 cups of water. Turn the heat to high, bring to a boil, then reduce the heat to medium-low, cover, and cook for 20 minutes. While our rice is cooking, head on over and follow me on Instagram if you want to see foods I cook and eat and other random things that I do that I don't record, and you might even get a sneak peek at an upcoming video. After 20 minutes, give the rice a good mix, and then spread it out onto a cookie sheet, and let the rice cool, and then place it into the refrigerator uncovered for a few hours or overnight. If you want to skip this step, cook the rice the day before. Once the rice is nice and dry, we're ready to cook. So in a very large skillet over medium-high heat, add some cooking oil. If you're not using a nonstick skillet, always make sure your skillet is preheated before you add the oil. If you start with a preheated skillet and add your oil, it turns an ordinary skillet into a nonstick skillet. I know some of you are already cringing and saying that's a whole lot of oil, but it's the only oil that's going to be used in this meal. And broken down between a whole lot of servings in this dish, it's not really a whole lot of oil. Now, if you don't have oil or you don't want to use oil, you could use leftover bacon grease, lard, butter, cooking spray, or nothing at all if you have a good nonstick pan. Here's a little tip for free cooking fat. When you trim excess fat off of meats or remove skin from chicken, throw them into a Ziploc bag into the freezer. Then when you need some fat, throw a couple pieces of the fat or skin into your skillet over medium heat and let the pieces of fat heat up and render. Then either remove the pieces of fat or leave them in depending on what you're cooking. By the way, the rendered chicken fat is called schmaltz, which is mostly used in Jewish cuisine. And it's absolutely delicious. Now, using the most advanced temperature measuring device you can find, see if your oil is ready. If the oil bubbles around the chopstick, the oil is ready. Once your oil is up to temperature, add 1 dozen large scrambled eggs. And it's extremely important that only 10 of the 12 eggs are beaten like they stole your lunch money. Then season the eggs with salt, pepper, granulated garlic, and granulated onion. But like I said in the beginning of the video, and you can add whatever seasonings you like or what you have on hand. Once you have your eggs seasoned the way you want them, nonchalantly break the other 2 egg yolks that you missed when you initially beat the eggs, and try your best to make it look like that's what you meant to do. Then let the eggs cook for about 30 seconds. And then after 30 seconds, add a 12-ounce bag of frozen mixed vegetables, or any other vegetables or beans that you like or have on hand, fresh, canned, or frozen. At this point, you can search through your refrigerator to see if there's any leftover chicken, pork, beef, seafood, or tofu. Tofu? I guess if that's your thing, it'll work. Now give it all a real good mix. Then let the eggs sit and cook for another 30 seconds or so. Then stir again and repeat this process until the eggs are set. Once the eggs are set, it's time to add our dry rice. And while mixing everything together, break up any clumps of rice you see. Continue doing this until the rice is all broken up and heated through. And then add chopped green onion. And at this point, the fried rice is technically done, if you don't have anything else to add to it. But I had a few leftover soy sauce packets from Chinese takeout that I mixed with a bit of sugar for an Asian flair. But you don't have to add that. You can eat it as is, or you can add a little tomato sauce, barbecue sauce, can of cream soup, gravy, can of drained diced tomatoes with or without chili peppers. When you're cooking, the only thing that limits your ingredients is your imagination. Don't be afraid to experiment with food, especially when you have limited funds and ingredients. You'll be surprised with what you can come up with that actually tastes good. So if you decide to add anything else, give it a good mix until everything is well combined and heated through. Then it's time to eat. Now serve up the fried rice, or whatever you decide to call it, however you like. I simply molded the rice into a 1-cup bowl for a nice little presentation. I'll tell you what, when I first served it up, it didn't look like a lot of food. But by the time I got to the last bite, I was truly satisfied. I guess you could say that 1-cup serving of fried rice, eggs, and vegetables is a very generous serving, especially when you're on a budget. So with that said, 1 cup of uncooked rice makes 5 1-cup servings of cooked rice. So obviously, 2 cups of uncooked rice will make 10 1-cup servings. So even though we had a 1-pound bag, which actually has about 2.5 cups, but we'll just go ahead and stick with the 2 cups that makes 10 servings. If you have smaller appetites or young kids, it'll make even more servings. So for $3.90, we made enough food to make 10 servings or feed 10 people. 4 of us had this for dinner the night I made the video, then I had it for lunch the next day, and then the following day, I added some chopped up chicken that we had left over from dinner the night before, and we turned this into chicken fried rice and had it for dinner again. So this is another way to make a lot of delicious food for very little money. I really hope that this video helps at least one struggling person or one struggling family have a nice delicious, nutritious meal or meals. But it would be even better if it helped a lot of people. Thank you all very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe, leave a comment, and share this video with your family and friends, and I'll see you soon.